This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated. I hope you've all had a good week so far, heading on now to Thursday afternoon. Lots of classics this week, the UK and America come into focus this week, 2 classics in each. And this video is going to be taking a look at a Classic Watch 26 Possible who is based and trained in the United Kingdom. But before we take it on to the Classic Watch stuff, I always like to mention my Patreon channel, Newman Racing, at the start of these videos, because I think you should head over there and check to see if it's for you. Especially if you're a fan of national hunt racing. It is where a lot of the national hunt racing is put these days. On the Patreon, it's also the place where people will be able to find the end of year reviews as well that I like to do. That's just a way that I can make room for some new horses by eliminating some old ones. That tends to happen every year. Basically, the older the horses are, the less interested in I have, really. They're more exposed then, the form takes over, and they are what they are. But yeah, that does happen every year in most theatres that I look at horses in. So stay tuned for them on Patreon as well. There's also the odd resource over on Patreon as well that I've uploaded on there over the years. Plenty of free content as well. Plenty of paid content, and there's an option to support me as well over there moving forward if you choose to do so. That's entirely your choice and is no way compulsory. So yeah, head over to Patreon, Newman Racing. You never know, it might be for you. Right, on to the Classic Watch stuff today. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's edition of Classic Watch. Four classics upcoming this week in 2 new theatres, the USA and England. So that means there might be some Irish horses on there, some French, all coming up over the next couple of days. It's safe to say that the Roll of Honour could look a bit different this time next week than it does now. I do try and update the Roll of Honour, every horse that goes on it. The pattern races, if it has won before the Classic it runs in, will always go on the Roll of Honour. And then at the end of the year, the Roll of Honour will be updated at various points as well to include races won by the horses on the site after they were put on it. But yeah, ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's edition of Classic Watch. And they might see this horse on there at some point. Bo Echo is the name of the horse, a 3-year-old colt, trained by George Bowie and owned by exes of the late Sheikh Mohammed Abaid. The horse sired by Knight of Thunder out of a dam called Aristocratic Lady, who herself is sired by Invincible Spirit. The horse was bred by Sheikh Mohammed Obaid Al Maktoum as well, who sadly died in March 2026. So the horses went over to the executors. People will see that this horse has got some nice entries. It's entered in both 2,000 guineas. The UK 2,000 guineas on the 2nd. The 23rd of May is the Irish 2,000 guineas. The horse also entered in that. And the horse is also entered in the St James's Palace Stakes at Royal Ascot. Don't know about the French guineas. That's next week. We'll take a look at that when we get to it. But yeah, the horse has got some pretty decent entries over a mile, it's fair to say. The horse has done very little wrong. This is an unbeaten horse so far. 3 runs and 3 victories. The horse made its debut on the 15th of August, 2025 at Newbury in a 1 mile maiden and did manage to win. Defeated Be The Standard by 4.5 lengths, running to a Racing Post rating of 86 on debut. On the second start, on the 6th of September 2025, the horse took in its first pattern race, the listed Ascendant Stakes at Haydock, again over a mile on good ground, and the horse managed to defeat Publish by 1 length on the day, and we're running to a new improved Racing Post rating of 100, which is 14 more than on his debut. The horse then took the step up to Group 2 level in his stride on the 27th of September 2025, when the horse won the Royal Lodge Stakes at Newmarket beating Humidity by 1 length, running to a career best so far, racing post rating of 111. So this horse is improving quite nicely. It's improved by 14 from first to second run, and it's improved another 11 from second to third run. Interesting horse. It's raced on good to firm and good ground and been ridden in every race it has raced in by the same jockey, Billy Loughnane, who is due to ride the horse, if the horse lines up, in the UK 2000 Guineas this coming weekend. People can take a look at the horse on the Pedigree online thoroughbred database. They will see that they're pretty much up to date with it. 3 starts, 3 wins, 105,297 UK pounds. So far, the horse has won in Great Britain, peanuts really. For the races it's won the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes and the listed Ascendant Stakes at Haydock, as we know, trained by George Bowie. So yeah, an interesting horse, Bow Echo. People will see that the dam line of the horse is 9E. That's the dam line we're interested in this video. This video is going to be a bit different because this horse really makes its case as far back as the 3rd dam, really. So what we're going to do with this horse, we're going to take a look at the first 3 dams of the horse. Then we're going to take a look at the relatives that we find along the way. Then we're going to have a quick historical look at the horse as well, see what we can find. Look at any winners followed this century on the dam line that we might not have discussed. And then we will watch the horse win 3 times. Seeing as though Bow Echo is unbeaten, we can watch the horse win 3 times. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? The dam of the horse, Aristocratic Lady. A mare born in 2016, sired by Invincible Spirit, out of a dam called Dubai Queen, who herself was foaled in 2008 and sired by King Mambo. Aristocratic Lady raced 6 times in her career, 3 wins and a second, 4 out of 6 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of 16,509 UK pounds in her career. People see that Aristocratic Lady was trained by Simon and Ed Crisford, another one owned by Sheikh Mohammed Obaid Al Maktoum, who is all over this family for a long time, to be fair to him. And you'll see that this horse was a black type producer, courtesy of Bow Echo, but the horse had no black type form of its own. I did find a horse related between the first and the second dam though, Royal Rhyme. A horse born in the year 2020, sired by Lope de Vega, out of Dubai Queen. Royal Rhymes raced 14 times in his career, 5 wins and 2/3, 7 out of 14 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 413,228 UK pounds. Excuse me. This horse has raced so far in Britain and France. Again, the horse has run quite well. The horse has won the Group 3 Brigadier Gerard Stakes of 2024, and the horse has also won the listed Doomside Cup of 2023, as well as being placed in 2 Group 1 races. The horse was 3rd in the Champion Stakes of 2024, and the horse was also 3rd in the Prix Gannet, age 5, in 2025 last year. This horse currently trained by Carl Burke. Interesting horse. I don't know, age 6, I imagine. The horse will be back this year at some point to try and add to his record. I've not heard anywhere that he has retired. So hopefully Royal Rhyme will be back at some point. The Royal Rhyme would be a half-brother to the dam of our horse, Aristocratic Lady. We'll take a look at the second dam of our horse now, Zabil Queen, a mare born in 2018, sired by Frankel, out of Dubai Queen. Oh no, this is another one, isn't it? Dubai Queen, this is another dam. This is another horse actually related to ours, Dubai Queen. We're not quite there yet. Zabil Queen raced 3 times in her career, 1 win and 1/3, 23,944 UK pounds up to this stage. And Zabil Queen was an interesting horse. She managed to win. She finished 3rd, in the Group 2 Mayhill Stakes at Doncaster in 2020, when trained by Roger Varian, another one owned by Sheikh Mohammed Obaid Al Maktoum. Victoria Harbour is another horse related to the first dam of our horse, another one sired by Frankel, out of Dubai Queen. Victoria Harbour was born in 2022, 3 starts, 2 wins and 1/3, 39,677 UK pounds currently won in Great Britain up to this stage. Royal Harbour at 3 managed to win the Height of Fashion Stakes of 2025, a listed race at Goodwood. Another one trained by Colbert, very closely related to our horse, arguably with plenty more to come, aged 4 this season. Another one that like I said, could have more to come, Victoria Harbour. Sheikh Mohammed Obeid, Al Maktoum owned horse. Now we are at the second dam of our horse, Dubai Queen, a mare born in 2008, sired by King Mambo, out of a dam called Zomarada, who was born in 1995 and foaled by by Deploy. Dubai Queen raced 8 times in her career, 1 win and 4 seconds, 5 out of 8 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £22,174 UK pounds in her career. Interesting horse, Dubai Queen. She was second at Royal Ascot in the 2011 Sandringham Handicap, a listed race over 1 mile, when trained by Luca Cumani. We know that she's a black type producer from the horse we looked at. This horse bred by Darley and owned by Sheikh Mohammed Obeid, Al Maktoum. Plenty of relatives coming up now from the second to the third dam. Dubawi, a horse born in 2002, sired by Dubai Millennium out of a dam called Zomarada. So this horse, Dubawi, the legendary Dubawi, is a half-brother to the second dam of our horse, over a mile in a Guinness. Dubawi raced 8 times in his career, 5 wins, a second and a third. 7 out of 8 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £699,341 UK pounds. Absolute peanuts. Dubawi managed to win the Group 1 National Stakes as a 2-year-old in 2004, and the horse also won the Group 3 Superlative Stakes at Newmarket at 2. At 5, the horse managed to win the Irish 2,000 guineas at 3, in 2005. The horse managed to win the Irish 2,000 guineas and the Prix Jacques Lemoyne against his elders. He was also second in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, the QE2, and third in the Epsom Derby of 2005, where they rumoured that he didn't stay. The horse entered stud in 2006 at Dallenhall Stud, shuttled a couple of times to Northwood Park in Australia in his early days. But yeah, owned and bred by Darley, owned by Godolphin. This is one of the legendary English stallions of the last 30 years, it's fair to say. 2026 stud fee of £350,000 for 1 mating of Dubawi. The stud record is there for all to see. 2,212 foals have been foaled by Dubawi. 1,859 of them have ran, and 1,401 between them have won 4,421 races. The horse has sired 317 individual stakes winners, who have between them have sired 745 stakes race victories. And the horse has also sired 202 graded race winners, who between them have won 466 graded races. An absolute sledgehammer of a stallion, it's fair to say, Dubawi. Absolutely magnificent horse. At all ages, the colts are slightly dominant over the fillies, it's fair to say. 324 graded wins for colts and 142 for fillies. So you want a colt, really, if you can get one. But yeah, every distance, look, from under 5 furlongs to above 2 miles, is full of graded race winners. A magnificent stallion, it's fair to say, Dubawi. He also went for a good spell in Australia, like it said. You know, there plenty have gone round everywhere by Dubawi. Anywhere that hasn't had Dubawi's run is missing out. 1,167 have gone round in Great Britain. 368 have gone round in the UAE. 94 in the USA. 484 in France. 189 in Australia. 30 in Hong Kong. 107 in Qatar. 71 in Saudi Arabia. Only 186, funnily, have gone round in Ireland. Funny that, isn't it? 77 in Germany, 54 in Italy, 61 have gone round in Oman with no pattern winners, 21 have gone round in Bahrain. So yeah, this is pretty much an international stallion of very high repute, Dubawi. Arguably one of the best stallions ever, it's fair to say. Champion sire in Ireland in 2022. Champion sire in France in 2015. Champion sire in Italy in 2010. Leading French sire of 2-year-olds in 2010. Second on the Great Britain Island sire list 5 times, third once. And he was also the champion broodmare sire in Poland in 2023. Fantastic horse, fantastic stallion, classic winner, sire of over 202 graded winners. What a horse. Emirates Queen is another one, a mare born in 2009, sired by Street Cry out of a dam called Zomarada. So yeah, again, this horse is another half sister to our second dam of our horse. Emirates Queen raced 9 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and a third, 4 out of 9 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £75,454 UK pounds. Emirates Queen managed to win the Group 2 Lancashire Oaks of 2013. She was also second in the Group 2 Prix de Pomont as well at Deauville the same year. At 3, she was second in the Lyric Filly Stakes as well. Another horse bred by Dali and owned by Sheikh Mohammed Abeid Al Maktoum. Source as a black type producer, formerly trained by Luca Kumani. We're going to take a look at a few of her relatives now. Royal Champion, a gelding born in 2018, sired by Shamadal out of a dam called Emirates Queen. Royal Champion's raced 22 times in his career, 7 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. 13 out of 22 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £354,237 UK pounds, 109,754 Canadian dollars, 75,000 Australian dollars, 5,500 Australian dollars, sorry, and 112,500 euros. Safe to say this horse has become a bit of a globetrotter for Carl Burke, Royal Champion. At 3, the horse was third in the Fielden Stakes. At 4, the horse won the listed Doonside Cup and was third in the Group 3 Winter Hill Stakes. At 5, the horse won the listed Wolferton Stakes and was placed in the Group 1 Canadian International and the Group 2 York Stakes. At 6, the horse added another listed race, the Quebec Stakes, and was placed in the Crystal Mile in Australia as well. At 7, the horse made a bit of a breakthrough, winning the Group 2 York Stakes and the Group 3 Winter Derby to go with his 3 listed winners, and was also placed in the Group 1 Irish Champion Stakes as well last year of 2025. Very good horse, Roger Varian. I'm fairly certain it's run since and they've not updated it. You know, I know this is very poor, this site sometimes. Let me get the horse open on the Racing Post. Yeah, such an awful job done by a current horse as well at the highest level. This horse, like you say, if you go to the Racing Post, you can see it's won 3 times and they're not even bothered updating it. The horse won the Group 2 Bahrain International Trophy on the 14th of November 2025, beating Galen by 3 1/4 lengths. After that, the horse made its Group 1 breakthrough on the 14th of February 2026, winning the Neom Turf Cup out in Saudi Arabia, beating Factor Cheval by 4 3/4 lengths. And then the horse was actually 4th in the race at Sha Tin, the QE2 Cup at Hong Kong, finishing 4th behind Romantic Warrior, beaten 2 3/4 lengths. Best Racing Post rating of the horse, 123. The horse is still improving, and the pedigree thoroughbred query just can't even update it. I mean, this site is such... Here's what it is, the Pedigree Online thoroughbred database. They update it when they can be asked. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, sad to see that they're not even keeping up to date with current Group 1 winners. Very disappointing. Another horse you can take a look at is Outbox, a gelding born in 2015, sired by Frankel out of a dam called Emirates Queen. The same dam. Outbox, one horse I actually followed myself back in the day. Outbox raced 38 times in his career, 8 wins, 8 seconds and 6 thirds, 24 of 38 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £774,308 UK pounds in his career. Another one that used to be owned by Sheikh Mohammed Abeid Al Maktoum before joining Hambleton Racing. The horse was placed in 2 listed races at 3, the Prix La Moscova in France and the Chester Stakes in the UK. At 6, the horse managed to win the listed Fred Archer Stakes and was placed in 3 Group 3 races, the Silver Cup in Great Britain, the Stockholm Cup International in Sweden, and the John Porter Stakes in Britain. At 7, the horse won a listed race, a local Group 1 in Qatar, His Highness the Amir Trophy. The horse was again second in the Stockholm Cup and third in the Group 2 Jockey Club Stakes and the Group 3 Geoffrey Freer Stakes in the UK. At 8, the horse was placed in another Stockholm Cup and another Fred Archer Stakes, a listed race at Newmarket, a race he'd already won. And then at 9, the horse had his best day, arguably, of his career when he landed the Group 2 Jockey Club Stakes at Newmarket in 2024. The horse was trained by Simon Crisford and Archie Watson at various points in his career, raced in Great Britain, Sweden, France, Qatar and the USA, before sadly dying on the 10th of October 2024. Very good horse he was, local Group 1 winner in Qatar and Group 2 winner in the UK. Very good horse. Another one we can take a look at is Princess Nada. Another horse, Princess Nada, born in 2003, sired by Barathea out of Zomarada. So we're done with the Emirates Queen horses now. We're on to a different dam, Zomarada, back to the foundation dam. The third dam of our horse is also the dam of Princess Nada. 9 times Princess Nada raced, 2 starts, 3 seconds and a third. 6 out of 9 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £42,331 UK pounds in her career. Princess Nada managed to win the listed Ballymacolstud Stakes in her career, and she was also third in the Group 2 Lancashire Oaks at one point, and placed also in the EBF Uphaven Filly Stakes as well. Says she's a black type producer, and she certainly is. I think through the next horse, QE. A gelding, born in 2010, sired by Street Cry out of Princess Nada. QE raced 29 times in his career, 5 wins, 4 seconds and 5 thirds. 14 of 29 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £462,785 UK pounds in his career. Good horse, QE, over 2 codes. He started his career trained, I think, by John Ox, and he won the listed Heritage Stakes at Leopardstown in 2014. He then went to John Ferguson and reinvented himself as a hurdler, being placed in the Group 2 Top Novices Hurdle and the Group 2 Rossington Main Novices Hurdle of 2015. When John Ferguson stopped training horses over hurdles, they exported the horse to Australia, where the horse managed to win the Group 3 Geelong Cup. The horse also won the Group 3 Bendigo Cup and the listed Sandown Classic before finishing 4th in the Melbourne Cup of 2016. So this was a fair horse, it's QE. You know, it was a decent novice hurdler and a decent horse on the flat. You know, very good horse. Raced in Ireland, the UK and Australia. The next one is also out of Princess Nada, Jordan Princess. A mare born in the year 2011, sired by Cape Cross out of Princess Nada. Jordan Princess raced 13 times in her career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 6 out of 13 starts in the first 3, for combined earnings of £70,579 UK pounds. Good horse, Jordan's Princess. She managed to win the listed Aphrodite Stakes at Newmarket in 2015. She was also placed in the Group 3 Lily Langtry Stakes the same year. At 3, she was placed in 2 listed races, the Pretty Polly Stakes at Newmarket and the Harvest Stakes, also at Newmarket. Horse easily stayed 1.5 miles, another one owned by Sheikh Mohammed Obed Al Maktoum and bred by Darley. Good horse, Jordan Princess in her own right. Another one we can take a look at. We're now done with the Princess Nada horses. We can take a look at Cloak of Spirit, a mare born in the year 2017, sired by Invincible Spirit out of a dam called Pivotique, who was born in 2012 and sired by Pivotal. People will see that Zomarada is actually the 3rd dam of this horse, Cloak of Spirits raced 10 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 3 thirds. 7 out of 10 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of 367 UK pounds. Good horse, Cloak of Spirits, managed to finish second in the Group 2 Rockvale Stakes of 2019. At 3, she won the listed Rosemary Stakes at Newmarket. She was also second in the UK 1000 Guineas and the Group 3 Princess Elizabeth Stakes, and placed in the Group 1 Sun Chariot Stakes third, and the Group 3 Prix de l'Ure in France. So this is a dual Group 1 and dual Group 3 and Group 2 place listed winner. Cloak of Spirits, a horse owned by Sheikh Mohammed Abeid Al Maktoum and trained in Britain by Richard Hannon. Good filly. We're now finally at the third dam of our horse, Bow Echo. Don't forget, the dam of Dubawi. Zomarada, a mare born in 1995, sired by Deploy, out of a dam called Jawahir, who was born in 1989 and sired by Dancing Brave. Zomarada raced 13 times in her career, 6 wins, a second and a third. 8 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £375,499 UK pounds in her career. Zomarada is a classic winner. She won the 1998 Italian Oaks, a Group 1 race. She also won the Group 2 EP Taylor Stakes, the Group 2 Premio Lidio Tessio in Italy, and the Group 3 Royal Whip Stakes, a race held in Great Britain. She was second in the Group 2 Ribblesdale at Royal Ascot, and she was also second in another Premio Federico Tessio, which by then had sadly been relegated to a different race, Lidio Tessio and Federico Tessio. That was a Group 3 race. And she was also third in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf in a Group 1 race as well. So this horse is a very good horse. Classic winner, dual Group 2 and Group 3 winner. She was trained by Luca Cumani, I think. She was a champion 3-year-old Italian filly in 1998. She was also the champion older mare in Italy in 1999 as well, back when Italian racing was not being attacked like it is these days. A very good horse, owned and bred by Sheikh Mohammed Abeid Al Maktoum. Like I said, this horse is interesting. It's made its case, hasn't it, Fujibawi? You know, we can take a look at the horse quickly now through bloodlines.net. People have to go on the Wayback Machine, though, still. Unfortunately, archive.org is still the only place people can access the Wayback Machine. But sadly, the site has got something called an Argo tunnel error. You see, the resources of horse racing are so substandard. You know, it's hard for people to track them. You know, that's why the bookies win so often, because deliberately the waters are always muddied. You know, you'll see there that Zomarada, the Italian Oaks winner, Dubawi, the Irish 2000 Guineas winner, are on the site. There we are on our line. Our line is very easy to spot there. You'll see. High Turn. There's other classic winners on this site. We're going to take a look at some of them now as well. Along the way, Jawahir is the fourth dam of the horse, a mare born in 1989, sired by Dancing Brave out of a dam called High Turn, who was foaled in 1982 and sired by Highline. Jawahir failed to win. She was placed 3 times in 5 starts, 2 seconds and a third, and she earned $2,837 on the track. Obviously, through Zomarada, we know that the Sheikh Mohammed bin Abeid, fourth dam of our horse, is a black type producer. We're going to take a look at another classic winner now, High Rise. High Rise, a horse born in 1995, sired by High Estate, out of a dam called High Turn. So this is a relative to the fourth dam of our horse, a half-brother. High Rise raced 13 times in his career, 5 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 9 out of 13 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $1,871,726 in his career. Very good horse, High Rise, winner of the 1998 UK Derby. The horse also won the Group 3 Derby trial that year, as well as the listed Dubai City of Gold in his career. The horse was also placed in the Group 1 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, and the horse was also placed in the Japan Cup at one point, and was also placed third in the Group 3 Dubai Shima Classic, a race which is now a Group 1 race. Also placed in the listed Dubai Arc Trial as well. It says that race is at UAE, but I'm going to say that race is at Newmarket. Yeah, it used to be at Newmarket, unless there was another Arc Trial back in the day. The Arc is not run when they race at Maidan. I think they might be wrong there. The high weight at 3 on the English free handicap. The horse was sent to Japan in 2000. He was stud in Japan for 4 years, and then he was relocated to Ireland, where he stood at Parkhouse Stud as a national hunt stallion. Sadly died on the 13th of June 2012, owned and bred by Sheikh Mohammed Abeid Al Maktoum. You'll see that the high rise as a stallion out in Japan, according to JBIS, did not do very much at all. He only foaled 29 mares at his peak in 2001, foaled 20 in 2002, and 11 in 2003, and only 8 of those horses won. There was no black type form at all of anywhere covered by high rise. You'll see there that the horse did only side 5 2-year-old winners out in Japan, out of the 21 horses that he sold, for a rating of 0.5, 0.35. Very average stallion, it's fair to say, out in Japan. Sadly, the horse died, so I don't know if he ever made it as a national hunt stallion. I can't remember him siring anything, but you never know. Now, I can't really comment on that at this stage, I'll be guessing. But yeah, very good horse on the track. High rise, it's fair to say. We can now take a look at the 5th dam of our horse, Bow Echo. We're all the way back now to here. High Turn is a mare born in 1982, sired by Highline, out of a dam called Sunbitten, who was foaled in 1970 and sired by Seahawk. You'll see there that High Turn raced 10 times in her career, managed to win twice. No one knows how many times she was placed or showed, and she managed to earn $8,112 in her career. Telling us there was no black type form. The horse bred by Stackallen Stud, foaled on the 1st of May 1982, before sadly dying in 2003. We can take a look at some more historical horses now. I think we can. In the Wings, a horse born in 1986, sired by Sadler's Wells, out of a dam called High Hawk, who was born in 1980 and sired by Shirley Height. People will see that Sunbitten is the 2nd dam of this horse. The 6th dam of our horse is also the 2nd dam of In the Wings. In the Wings raced 11 times in his career, 7 wins and a second, 8 out of 11 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £968,660 UK pounds in his career. Very good horse In the Wings, managed to win the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. The horse also won the Group 1 Coronation Cup, the Group 1 Breeders' Cup Turf, and the Prix Foy in his career. Triple Group 1 winner. The horse was 4th in the Arc and 2nd in the Prix Dannay at some point as well. The horse bred by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and owned by Dali. This horse was the 1990 heavyweight older horse in France, suddenly euthanised on the 3rd of April 2004 at Kildangan Stud due to laminitis. Decent enough stallion career though In the Wings. You can see through this former Godolphin stallion here, Eastern Anthem, a horse that's still at stud, despite being born 22 years ago. You'll see that In the Wings is actually the 2nd sire of this horse behind Singspiel. In the Wings foals 699 foals, 578 of them ran, 413 of them won, and In the Wings sired 64 stakes winners. Obviously, nowhere near Jubari's total of 300. But yeah, a very solid stallion In the Wings, it's fair to say. 64 stake winners, not to be scoffed at all. Very good stallion. We can take another look at a classic winner now. Virginia Waters, a mare born in 2002, sired by King Mambo out of Legend Maker. A mare born in 1994, sired by Sadler's Wells. Virginia Waters raced 12 times in her career, 3 wins, a second and 2 thirds, 6 out of 12 in the first 3, for career earnings of £311,746 UK pounds in her career. Virginia Waters managed to win the Irish. Was it the Irish one? No, the UK, 1,000 guineas of 2005. She also won the Group 3 1,000 guineas trial of the same year. 3rd in the Group 1 Matron Stakes, and she was also at 2. Placed 3rd in the Group 3 CL Well Park Stakes. The horse owned by Mrs. John Magnier and Michael Tabor, and bred by Barnett Enterprises in Kentucky. Second Coming, another classic winner, a gelding, born in 1994, sired by Oak Ridge, a French-bred stallion out of a dam called Superior Miss, who was bred in New Zealand and sired by Bassenthwaite, a British horse. Second Coming raced 45 times in his career and won 6 times, managing to earn $876,366 UK dollars in the meantime. Interesting horse, Second Coming. He managed to win the Victoria Derby of 1997. The horse also won the 2000 Wellington Cup, second in the 2000 Auckland Cup, and third in the 2000 Melbourne Cup as well. Bred by Jay Clapham and owned by Paul Moroney et al. He was prepping for the Sydney Cup and he ruptured tendons in both hind legs during light exercise at Randwick and was euthanised. 2000 champion slayer in New Zealand after winning the Wellington Cup, having made a comeback upon being rested and gelded following a string of defeats in the late 90s. But yeah, good horse, a dual Group 1 winner and a good stayer. Second Coming. Where does he fit in? Well, you'll see that Pantoufle is the third dam of this horse, Second Coming. And Pantoufle would be the dam of Sunbitten, it's fair to say. There she is, Pantoufle foaled in 1964 and sired by Seahawks, as we said. Another St Leger horse coming up, although you wouldn't know it by the entry on this horse. Oscar Schindler actually won the Irish St Leger at some point, a Group 1 winner. Horse born in 1992, sired by Royal Academy out of Sarraday, a 1980 foaled mare. People will see that we're going back a bit further now. We're on the 1946 fold Miss France, the 1957 Etoile de France, Place d'Etoile. This is a totally different line to ours. But where it fits in ours, Place d'Etoile is actually Pantoufle's sister. And Etoile de France is the dam of both Pantoufle and Place d'Etoile. There they are down there. Look, it's very much on our line. Oscar Schindler, yeah, not that you'd know from this awful entry on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, Irish St Leger winner. Northern Treasure is a horse born in 1973, sired by Northfields out of a dam called Place d'Etoile again. Northern Treasure raced 18 times in his career, 4 wins, 7 seconds and 5 thirds. 16 out of 18 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $85,120 US in his career. This horse won the Irish 2,000 guineas of 1976. The horse also won the Group 2 Blandford Stakes and the Madrid Handicap. Oh, that's interesting. That's the route that Paddington took to the English Guineas. Second, the horse was second in another nursery, third in the Irish Derby as well of 1976 and the Champion Stakes in the UK. 4 wins at 2 and 3 in Ireland. Doesn't have any record of it ever going to stud, unfortunately. I don't know if it did or not. No record of it, so I didn't bother looking. Shame, really. It was a good horse, classic winner. Bred by T. Rogers and C.G. St. Lawrence and owned by A. Brennan. Starting to trust this site less and less. How could this horse not have gone to stud? Now, let me pause the video and see what they're doing with it. Hello and welcome back. Yeah, the horse did go to stud. It's on JBIS. These people, just the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. If they can't update a horse that's still running now, you've got no chance of a horse born in 1973, have you? 56 years ago. Yeah, but the horse did go to stud, not with any great success. I can see it side the runner-up of the Group 1 1986 Gadsden Stakes. I mean, the dam was Australian, so I'm going to say that race was in Australia or New Zealand, but I wouldn't be sure. That is the only progeny that I can find from Northern Treasure, sadly. The next horse we're going to take a look at is Paris Royal, a mare born in 1981, sired by Mill Reef out of a dam called Place d'Etoile again. Paris Royal again. No one knows how many times she was second or third, but we do know that she won 4 times out of 10 starts. Never even bothered telling us how much money the horse made. Paris Royal, another Italian Oaks winner on the line, winner of the 1984 Italian Oaks, around a decade or so before the Dam of Zabari won the Oaks. She also won the Premio Zanelletti di Risano and the Premio Baggio. And at 4, she won the Premio Mario Locatelli. And she was third in the Group 1 Premio Lydia Tessio as well. Sent to the USA in 1987, sent to Japan in 1991, covered by Danzig. and she returned to the USA in 1993. Horse bred by Airlie Stud and owned by Stall Chief Eddie in her racing career. Another one we can take a look at is Kimochi, a mare born in the year 2020. We're going to take a look at a couple now born Group 1 winners this century. Kimochi, born in the year 2020, sired by Brave Smash, Japanese side horse, out of a dam called Summer Fun, who is an Australian bred mare who was sired by I Am Invincible. Kimochi raced 19 times in her career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 4 thirds, 16 of 19 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,999,990 Australian dollars in her career. Kimochi was a classic winner. She managed to win the 1,000 guineas, of 2023. She was second, in that race. She was Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner. Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes Group 1 winner. She also won the Group 2 Light Flinger Stakes and third in the Toy Show Quality at Randwick. The horse finished second 5 times, including in 2 Group 1 races, the Flight Stakes and the 1,000 guineas. And she also finished third in a Group 1 Coolmore Classic the same year, over 7.5 furlongs in 2024. The horse was bought for $21,000 as a weanling. Very good horse, bred by Aquis Farm, Queensland, and owned in the end by Yulong Investments. I'm not sure who owned the horse when it was going round. But yeah, the horse is a Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3 winner, and a classic placed as well in 2023. Going to show you one more horse now because it links into a video I can include on this line for a further look back at the deep pedigree of this horse. There's also a video done. Oh, hang on a minute. There's someone at my door. I think I need to pause the video again and see what's happening. I'll be back shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, lesser spotted postman at the door there. Very rare to see one of those these days. I thought it was a dead trade. I really did. But there he was. So we can get cracking now. Yeah, one more horse I want to show you, and then it will lead us into a nice video. Diamanta is the name of the horse. Another winner this century on this line. A mare born in 2016, sired by Maxios, out of a dam called Diamant Gottin, a German-bred mare who was foaled in 2005 and sired by Fantastic Light. Diamanta raced 5 times in her career, 2 wins and 2 seconds, 4 out of 5 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €306,800 in her career. Diamanta, German Oaks winner. She won the German Oaks of 2019, and she was also placed third in the listed Pride Dusseldorf. Trained by Marcus Klug. There's a 2021 filly by Jubawi that was racing in 2023. This was this horse here. I actually identified that horse. Diamanta since then has given birth to a German sales record horse as well. That's with Godolphin this year, I think. This horse, Diamanta, owned and bred by Gestert Brummerhoff. She is the dam of Dia, a filly born in 2021. Oh, it's a different horse. Sired by Jubawi out of a Diamanta. Diamanta, you'll see the dam of the horse Dia raced 4 times in her career. 1 win, 1 second and 1 third, earning €20,125 in her career. She was actually a former Classic Watch 2024 possible, this filly. She managed to win the listed BBAG Diana trial in her bid to emulate her mother in 2024. But she wasn't up to it, sadly. She was also placed third at 4 in the Grosser Price Van Hanover 96, a German listed race, trained by Frau Stera Steinberg and bred and owned by Gestert Brummerhoff. I can actually link the video to Dia in now, and people, if they were really interested in this line, they could go and take a look at the Classic Watch 24 possible video that exists on Dia, which I can insert as a YouTube video card into this video. And I will insert the video on Dia now. And that will really enable us to move on from the pedigree somewhat and focus on watching Bo Echo win a few races. Like I said, the horse is unbeaten, so we can watch the horse Bo Echo win 3 races. But before we can do that, I will close down some tabs to save on some CPU. And we will give it a couple of seconds to catch up. And then we will think about watching the horse win on debut back on the 15th of November 2025 in a maiden race at Newbury over 1 mile. The horse lined up as a 2-to-1 joint favourite on the day, ridden by Billy Loughnane, and we can take a look at that race now and we will see what we think.
A mile, and they're off and racing. A couple of slow beginners. They included Bo Echo, and also tardily out was Thatcham. But out well is Pearl River in the light blue. And on the left-hand side, moving forward, Be The Standard to take over the lead. So Be The Standard. Home Hero jumped okay, red and white, and settles down just outside the leader. Within third now races Pearl River. Lost Boys in white with the blue sleeves, and to the right-hand side, Night Patrol. And the two slow starters, Bo Echo and Thatcham, are close enough, plenty of time to make up the lost ground as they've raced through the first quarter mile. They've been led by Be The Standard under Holly Doyle, attended by Home Hero, the stable companion for Oisin Murphy. In third place on the inside is Pearl River, just ahead of Lost Boys White Face, and on the right-hand side, Night Patrol. Bo Echo still travelling comfortably in the yellow colours, and likewise Thatcham at the back of a pretty well-bunched field who are heading down past the halfway stage. Be The Standard on the left-hand side, Pearl River in the light blue, right-hand side, red and white of Home Hero, who's just pushed along. Lost Boys and Bo Echo back in the field still travel comfortably, and then comes Thatcham as Be The Standard has Home Hero flat out at the moment with 2.5 furlongs to go. Lost Boys looking to challenge between the pair as Home Hero back pedals, but on the other side, Bo Echo's making good ground in the yellow colours. Be The Standard, Lost Boys and Bo Echo moving now through to challenge, and Bo Echo has swept past the entire field under Billy Loughnane and has gone away by 2 lengths from Be The Standard, Lost Boys and Pearl River, but Bo Echo, unflustered out in the lead, is coming clear. Bo Echo, very impressive debut, wins by as much as 5 from Be The Standard, Lost Boys, Pearl River, and they spaced the other trio.
That was a very good performance, wasn't it, I thought, from Bo Echo on debut to take out that race at Newbury. The horse was very slow out the stalls, wasn't it? It's fair to say. It did take him a while to really understand what his job was. He was very slow out the stalls, to be fair. But once the race got started in earnest, Bo Echo, I thought, travelled beautifully through the race, didn't he, under his jockey, Billy Loughnane. And the two horses at the front of the race were rather a sitting duck, weren't they? Entering the final stages as Bo Echo swept through. I thought once he hit the front, the jockey didn't really ask too much of him, did he? You know, I think they were more than happy to take the debut victory and crack on. They didn't really push him out as much as I'd have liked to the line. But yeah, that was a good 4.5 length victory by Bo Echo on debut at Newbury. We're now going to move forward about 3 weeks in the horse's career to the 6th of September 2025, and we're going to watch him take in his first pattern race. He turned up in the listed Ascendant Stakes at Haydock, a race that the owner used for Rosalian, who won the Irish 2,000 guineas for Classic Watch not so long ago and was runner-up in the UK Guineas. So this is a race that the owner did like, the Ascendant Stakes, and Bo Echo turned up on the back of an unbeaten record to contest the race on the 6th of September on good ground. So let's take a look at the listed Ascendant Stakes at Haydock now, and then we will see what we think.
They're off. The betting top Betfair Ascendant Stakes came away to a fairly clean line. Nobody that anxious to press on early. Bourbon Blues in the purple and white has a very small lead to the nose-banded Tail Gunner Joe out wide, beginning to work over. Bo Echo closest to the rail going into the turn. The yellow and black Spotted Silks racing upsides Glacius. And then back to Shame in the black and red. Midnight Echo just edging past Shame, and Publish, pink out for Will Buick, put to sleep at the back of the field as they bear left-handed and complete 3 furlongs. And the pace being set by Bourbon Blues and Christophe Soumillon, with Tail Gunner Joe sitting right on his tail and Bo Echo a half length away in third. Glacius, the white and red on their cap, just shading fourth to Midnight Echo in a turquoise jacket. And then Shayem and Publish at the back of the field, as this time they spurn the inside running rail and drift centre to near side through halfway. Bourbon Blues being taken on by Tail Gunner Joe. One from the left, Glacius, further left, Shayem on the move. Bo Echo on the right being eased into it and slipstreamed by Midnight Echo. Publish has now been pulled to the extreme left of the group. Pink Cap asked to close. Moving on down towards the last quarter mile. It's here that Bo Echo has moved through to lead. Publish on the left, though, launching a challenge. Glacius, the red and white, coming through between them with Shayem. Moving on down towards the last furlong. Bo Echo, Publish, though, coming over the top, beginning to charge home. These two now moving on together. Publish leaning left. Bo Echo rallying pluckily under pressure. Wants it more. And up the line, Bo Echo edges out Publish. Shayem is back in third. Glacius in fourth.
I was glad the commentator pointed that out, because as you will see there, that horse in that race in the Ascendant Stakes, Bo Echo, was definitely headed in that race, wasn't he, by the Juddmonte horse, Publish. But Bo Echo, just like the commentator said, wanted it more and managed to get his head back in front of the Juddmonte horse. That was an interesting race. It was good to see. It was good to see Bo Echo break a little bit better out of the stalls on his second start. Hopefully George Bowie had done plenty of work in between the second and the first and the second start, and the horse was allowed to was due to that the horse was allowed to travel a lot closer to the pace in the early stages of the race, wasn't he? I think when push comes to shove, the horse still travelled quite well, but in this race, it was the heart of the horse that we learnt about, didn't we? You know, this horse looks tough. Publish definitely headed him down the Haydock straight there, and the horse Bo Echo battled back bravely in the closing stages, I think, to win his first listed race, the listed Ascendant Stakes at Haydock, and take his record to 2 victories out of 2 races. The horse not really doing a lot wrong, is he, in the races? We can now, oh dear, I've closed down the wrong tab. I was actually on the tab as well and still closed it down. Oh, an idiot. We can now move back to the last race, hopefully. Yeah, Bo Echo, another 3 weeks passed until the 27th of September 2025, where Bo Echo decided to familiarise himself with the track of the Newmarket Guineas. He turned up at Newmarket to contest the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes over 1 mile. Not sure whether this race is over the Rowley Mile or the July course, but it's definitely Newmarket. And Bo Echo, again, turned up the favourite on that day. He's been favourite or joint favourite in every one of his 3 runs so far. So when Bo Echo turned up to try and convert his listed win into a Group 2 win at Newmarket, the Royal Lodge Stakes was the race. Let's take a look at that race now, and we can see what we think.
And they're off. Racing away for the Tattersalls Online Royal Lodge Stakes, a Group 2 level for the 2-year-olds over a mile, and it's the Cheshire Weather Humidity that strides off in front and leads by the early length over the Violet Silks of Ancient Egypt, disputing second with the big price Tail Gunner Joe. Handy next is the Grey Pacific Avenue, the Royal Blue Silks. Just in behind him to the far side is Lord Britain. More near side is Bo Echo, 2 from 2 for him so far. Daytona is currently second to last, and Stable Companion Action is the back marker as they continue the way up the home straight, being led by Humidity. Humidity by a length and a half to Tail Gunner Joe, and over on the far side Ancient Egypt. Still between the pair of them is Pacific Avenue as they race now inside the final half a mile. Through halfway, Lord Britain continues to track them in company with Bo Echo. Between those is Daytona, and still just about last of all is Action as they race towards the final 3. It's Humidity under James Doyle Royal leading by a length and a half. Now being ridden along for more Ancient Egypt. Pacific Avenue. Bo Echo coming up with efforts. Right in behind those is Daytona. Action is trying to make his run towards the stand side. They're racing down towards the final furlong and a half. Humidity joined and passed now by near-sided Bo Echo, who's grabbed the lead. Pacific Avenue, the grey, keeping on. Action trying to get rolling as well. Inside the final furlong, it's Bo Echo by a length over Humidity. Action looking to get organised in third. Racing up to the line. No, it's Bo Echo. Looks like remaining unbeaten and do so in the Royal Lodge. Bo Echo the winner from Humidity. Action third. Pacific Avenue fourth. They were then clear from Daytona.
I thought that was a very good performance there from Bo Echo to land the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes at Newmarket in September 2025. And that was the last time the horse was seen, age 2. The horse did not try a Group 1 race as a 2-year-old, so this horse is only a Group 2 and listed winning 2-year-old. But the horse has done very little wrong in those 3 races, hasn't he? We'll talk about the Royal Lodge quickly there again. I thought the horse got a fantastic position in that race and travelled beautifully into the race. This horse has travelled well into the race, I think, in every race that we've watched. You know, very impressive travelling horse. Well, and as soon as it gets to the front and jockey Billy Loughnane asks it, the horse does fine. You know, the horse quickened away from them. And that day in the Royal Lodge, I thought there might have been a few excuses in behind. It did look like it got a little bit tight on the rail with the O'Brien horse, Action. But to me, I thought Bo Echo was a fair winner of the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes. I don't think there's been any fluke at all about any of his 3 victories. And this unbeaten horse looks like he is going to line up, hopefully, in the UK 2000 Guineas this coming weekend. And if he does, I do think there is a very good chance that you will see this horse on Classic Watch 26.great/site.net. And then we've got the Irish 2000 Guineas coming up on the 23rd of May as well, haven't we? So this horse could well be giving people more than one shot at Classic Glory this year. It'll be very interesting to see how this horse is campaigned moving forward. Doesn't seem to be many entries in classics over 1.5 miles, does there? You know, we could be looking at purely a mile here. But yeah, if Bo Echo does take his place at Newmarket in the UK 2000 Guineas, then I would say there is a very good chance that you will see the horse on Classic Watch 26.great/site.net. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who's taken the time to sit with me and watch it. I hope you've enjoyed learning. Well, you might have learned about this one. It's a fancied horse for the race, you know, but it has got the Newman seal of approval with the Classic Watch 26 Possibles video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. What else can I offer you? I can offer you an opportunity to look at the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. Every single horse in the Classic Watch 26 profile process so far has got its own video. Some of them have not even been entered in Classics yet and are therefore not even on the actual website. People are always able to see the Classic Watch 26 horses earlier than on the website if they go to the Classic Watch 26 YouTube playlist. So I will add a copy of that at the end of this video. And I will also allow you a link to subscribe. That way, if you subscribe to the channel and do a little bit of work with your YouTube notifications, you can make it so that you do not miss a single video that I upload at any stage. YouTube will tell you as and when I upload a video with a notification. There is a little bit of work needed for the notifications section, but it is fairly easy. I think you have to just click on a bell or something and then choose yes or something like that. But yeah, head over there to YouTube via the link at the end of this video and ensure that you do not miss any more of my content moving forward. But regarding this video, I think I can end the video here now. It's been a fantastic week's racing so far in Ireland at Punchestown in their National Hunt Festival. That is coming to a close. But there's classics this weekend. It's a South Australian Derby at Morphettville. And we've also got the UK 1000 and 2000 Guineas and the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks as well out in the US. So plenty of action to keep everybody entertained. I will leave this video here now. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a fantastic weekend upcoming also. Take care of yourselves and each other, everybody. Have a fantastic time. Good luck if you're getting involved in any of the racing this coming weekend. But for now, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope to be back at some point to take a look at some more horses. But for now, I will bid you a fond farewell. Goodbye, everybody, and I hope to see you soon.